many professional courses or the career courses that are available in the commerce. So today, to start with, one of the royal profession named CMA. What is CMA? Let's try to understand throughout this video. The full form of CMA is Cost and Management Accountant. So what is cost and management? What exactly it means? It simply means that a person is going to be an expert in the managerial aspects as well as the costing of the elements. How is this course conducted? CMA is the course which is conducted by a statutory body under Act of Parliament. It simply means it is an authority which is governed by the government and gives good knowledge to the students, and as an output students get one of the professional degree named CMA, that is Cost and Management Accountant. Do you know what is the mission of the institute? Institute was established with the mission that it is going to it is going to have an output as a student are going to be a professionals, which is going to be a institute or an organization or the professional body or the members are going to give the stakeholders and socio-economic ethical background to the organization. They are going to help in the strategies, they are going to help in the management, they are going to help in the accounting. So it's going to be a professional body which is going to help in various aspects, which is going to help the organizations. At the same time, the vision of the institute is that it's going to create an professionals which are going to be the preferred source as in professionals for many organizations and be financial leaders. Many great theorists have their good opinion regarding the institute, regarding the course. Our former President of India, APJ Abdul Kalam, said that if we want to succeed, then cost audit is going to be the only aspect which is going to cover all the aspects in the manufacturing industry as well as the service industry, which includes our healthcare, which includes our education, which includes our other cooperative sectors, everything. The motto of the institute is Om Asuto Ma Sadgamaya Tamuso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amrutam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti. It simply means that we are going from ignorance, which is going to lead us to the truth, from darkness to the light, and from death to the immortality. So it's going to be a profession which is going to enlighten, which is going to focus on various aspects. So the motto goes. Many important thing about the institutes are it is recognized by the parliament. It is having its administrative control by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, which comes under directly the Government of India. It has headquarters at Kolkata and has 4 regional councils, which are at Kolkata, Chennai, Delhi and Mumbai, which is divided into 4 parts of the country. So each place can be covered. It has almost 110 chapters, 11 overseas centers and 4 regions. It has more than 400 oral coaching centers. This oral coaching center means the branch offices or the chapter offices or the small study centers are there throughout the country, which gives oral coaching to the students, the upcoming professionals. There are 133 exam centers, and out of which there are many overseas centers as well. We have many support centers as well, which supports our profession, which supports our education or the knowledge gaining part, the learning part to the students. And then if we go to the numbers of students and members, it's very huge. We have almost more than 5 lakh students and more than 85,000 qualified members. Not only with this, Institute is moving ahead with collaboration and MOUs with many big organizations and government associations as well, which includes IFAC, CAPA, SAFA, NFGC, FICCI, CII and various chambers which includes commerce chambers, federations and industrial federations, industrial chambers. So all these are just the examples with help of which we can understand the scope of the course, which helps us in going for the course. Course has not stopped to the territorial limits of India only. It is growing nowadays more than the country territories. As it has grown in the country, now it is approaching across the world. What cost accountant can do? A practicing cost accountant has various scope which includes cost records, cost audit, internal audit, certifications under DGFT, various empanelment opportunities in the cooperative sectors, in the due diligence area, in the stock audit, in the concurrent audit, in the customs audit, various certifications under EXIM, tax consultancy, insolvency profession, then valuation, and also a cost accountant. A practicing cost accountant can work as an arbitrator, receiver, appraiser, valuer, advisor, and many more. Profession does not restrict a person just being a practitioner. It also provides various opportunities in the job as well, which includes cost accounting, regular accounting, that is financial accounting, then financial management, auditing, which includes internal audit, special audit or the environment audit, forensic audit, then valuation, then CSR audit. It also includes various compliances which are there in direct and indirect taxations. It includes systems analysis, systems management and various ERP implementations and their functioning. So it is helpful in the technical sections as well as in the regular accounting sections. It also gives analysis help in the BPO houses, management institutes and various other organizations. After knowing all this profession related aspects, I am sure you are into the mindset that yes, I want to go for the course, I want to opt the course. So let's try to understand how we can go for the course. Course is divided into three categories. First is the foundation level, second is the intermediate level and the last one is the final level. Foundation level helps the person to go into the detailed analysis, the fundamentals, the basics are being covered here. Then intermediate level clears up the working area of the student, and finally when one reaches the final course, it helps in understanding all the aspects in the professional manner. In the professionalism, what should be done, what should be not done, what things are to be done, as we have already seen the scope. So all those things get covered in the entire curriculum of the course. How to take admission to the foundation course? Here you can see. Once you have passed the 10th grade, that is SSC, you are eligible to take the admission to the foundation course. Yes, just eligible to take the admission. But until and unless you have passed your HSC, that is 10 plus 2, you cannot appear the foundation course, the first level, the primary level of the course. After that, once you pass on the foundation course, you can say that you have completed the first level of the course. So, once you have enrolled for the foundation course, we are going to clear all the fundamental aspects. So, what are the fundamental aspects to be cleared here in this level? We are going to clear our economics and managerial aspect. Then we are going to clear our fundamental aspects related to maths and stat. Then fundamentals of law and ethics. And last one but not the least, fundamentals of accounting, which includes financial accounting as well as cost accounting. So in this all four subjects, we know, we understand, we learn various things which are base of the course, rather base of the subject contents. Once done with the foundation course, welcome to the actual profession, we can see, because foundation was just an entry point, the gate pass that you have received in the profession. As we don't have any entrance exam like other courses, Foundation can be said that it is one of the entrance exam sort of exam itself. Once you come into intermediate level, then we can say yes, actually you have now been into the profession. Intermediate level is distributed into two categories, Group 1 and Group 2. Group 1 includes again 4 subjects, which is cost accounting, financial accounting, direct taxation, law and ethics. As you can see, these are the advanced level of these subjects which were already there at the foundation level. So in foundation we have learned the basics. Now we are going one step ahead and now we are trying to understand the basic essence, the actual core part of all the subjects, which is further going to help us in the profession. Second level, that is intermediate, has two parts. Second part includes cost and management accounting, company accounts and auditing, indirect taxation, operations and strategic management. These are the subjects again which is going to help in developing our professional thinking, developing our professional aspects in these core areas, which is costing, then financial accounting, taxation and managerial activities. Once done with the intermediate level, that is the second level, then it's just one step behind getting oneself a professional. So once you are cleared with the final, you will be called as an cost accountant, cost and management accountant. For that we need to clear this level, that is final level. As like intermediate, final level is again distributed into two categories, that is Group 1 and Group 2. Group 1 includes corporate laws and compliances, that is again law that we are learning right from foundation. In foundation we had fundamentals of law. In intermediate again we had some corporate laws again, and now we are going to understand not just the law but the compliances. Tomorrow how we are going to help with our client, how we are going to serve when we are into the job, so that we should know. So that is the part that is covered in the final level regarding the laws. After that we have some strategic financial management subject, which includes our financial aspects, which is going to help us in various aspects, right from investment, right from having the share capital and up to the working capitals. Then third subject is strategic cost management, that is decision making. How we are going to take up the decisions regarding the cost, regarding the product, regarding the services and regarding their cost. How we are going to guide or how we are going to consult to our client or to the organization where we are serving. So that is what we are going to learn into this subject. And finally we have direct tax and indirect international tax. Indirect tax is in the other group. Here we just have the direct tax law and the international taxation. As we are having today the LPG policy going through, so international taxation also plays an important role. In group 2 of the final level, we have corporate financial reporting, then indirect tax law and practice subject, then cost and management audit, and the last one is regarding the business valuation, which includes the performance management, the strategical part into it. So let's come one by one. Corporate financial reporting includes all the accounting part, all the reporting part, all the compliances to the various legal authorities by the organization. After that, the second subject includes indirect tax law, which includes customs and all other indirect taxes that we have, including GST and all. Then it's again a cost and management audit, the core part of the course, the cost management accountant. And finally we go for the business valuation, because we need to tell the organization what is the value of the aspects into the organization, at the same time what are the essential aspects that should be taken care for improvement of the valuation and how the performance can be improved. As we are having the three levels, foundation, intermediate and final, which includes the academics, which include the bookish things, which has to be implemented with the help of technology. Yes, of course, the practical training is there in the articleship, but along with that, a professional needs to have a technological updation, a technological background, without which a person can be an handicapped professional. So let's try to understand, or let's try to see what institute makes a professional learn during the course itself. So first is the skill training, which includes the SAP training, Microsoft training, and e-filing trainings and all these things, which is along with the intermediate level as only. That is, at the second stage itself, we are going to learn various aspects in the SAP, that is the ERP things that the organizations are using nowadays, and along with that various skills which is going to improve the personality of the professional, of the student. And obviously at intermediate level, when these things are done, an advanced level, that is IOTP program, is conducted for the final level students, and then the practical training goes. So this is how the student when enters has a very rough things or very brief idea about the subject matters and all. But till the point the student passes through all the levels and completes the final course with all these trainings and all, and with the articleships, with the practical training, the person becomes a professional, an expert person ready for implementing the knowledge gained and helping the society as a. Yes, thank you. That's it for the day, but we have more details. So keep in touch with us. We'll be back with the more information, with the more ideas and more help to you. If you have any queries, you can just reach us to the given links and the mail ID. Anytime you can get in touch with us. You can drop down email and give a suggestion what else information you require for the course.